Behind the Basketball Podcast, also known as M.O.B Podcast, episode 84, right? 84?
Yes.
All right. I'm Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And this is our basketball podcast, where we recap, break down, and analyze players and teams from the previous games from the previous day. How are you this Thursday, Ja? Just a little thumbs up.
Yeah.
You might be better than some of the other players because this might be the last day that they are on their current team, as in a few hours, 3 p.m., the trade deadline hits. There might be some trades going on as we speak. Who knows? But we will keep you updated around all the trades, all the major trades going on around the league, if they even happen, because it seems like it's just been a lot of talking, but nothing actually formulating.
Yeah. So now we get to see the difference between the loyal ones and who the New York City Thoughts are.
First of all, it's not free agency. They're getting traded, some of which are out of their control. All right, but we shall see. We shall see. I hope everyone's having a good day. Everyone will have a good day. A lot of basketball action from last night. So let's just jump right into it. First, starting off with the Milwaukee Bucks going up against the Boston Celtics. And let's just skip right to it. Right to the thick of it. Close game up until the end of the second and that third quarter, where the Bucks just went on a huge run, opening up that lead. Got out to as big as 25 points. They were up against the Celtics. I mean, it wasn't even just Giannis, because Giannis really didn't have the best of games, really.
Yeah.
But you know who did? Middleton, who showed up, 27 and 13. DiVincenzo, who showed up. Brooke Lopez, Drew Holiday, Bobby Portis, 21 coming off the bench. I mean, this was really big for the Bucks, just the way they handled this Celtics team in that third quarter, because the game did not end there. Because after that, Celtics went on a run of their own, especially in that fourth quarter. For first, towards the end of the third quarter, they narrowed the gap a little bit. Still were getting beat by double digits, however, but in that fourth quarter, they really, really stepped it up. Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown. I mean, what can you say? Jaylen Brown with 24 and 10 on the night. Kemba Walker with 23 on the night. Also, Tatum didn't have the best of games, just like Giannis, but in which the rest of the team kind of helped them out, giving them that energy, giving them that offense that they missed from Tatum, and keeping the score within range. And it was within range enough, which the Celtics cut the deficit from 25 to 2.
Yeah.
They were down by 2. And then a defensive battle from both teams in those final 2 minutes or so, in which no team really scored. But the Celtics did have an opportunity to close the game, or to win the game, or tie it. And it was Daniel Tice who had a wide open corner 3, but it did not go in. And in the end, the Bucks survive.
Yeah. You can see Giannis wasn't smiling this game. He might have been smiling the past couple of games, but he wasn't smiling this game. I'll tell you that right now.
Nothing to smile about.
Yeah, it was nothing to smile about, because this was technically, you could say, in my opinion, you could say this was a loss for the Bucks in a way. You cannot be up by that much and almost squander the lead like that. I don't care if you won this game. You cannot go up by that much and let a team who, even though has been inconsistent, is still a highly talented team who could do vibes whenever they could flip a switch whenever they feel like it. You cannot make that happen, because if this was playoff time, this would be a really bad look. As for the Celtics, good job bouncing back. You know, again, you've been struggling for most of this season at times, in which, you've been hovering around 500, and this is a game in which, even though you didn't get, you almost did. This is a game that you kind of needed, and even though it didn't go your way, it nearly did, actually, and you guys came up at the right time. Brown, Walker did vibes. You wish you could see more from Tatum, but just good job by the supporting cast. Teague, Dice, smart Smart, even though he didn't have the best of games, he was still out there contributing in some kind of way to help impact the game. So it's just like, just good job by the Celtics.
Yeah, good job by the Celtics of coming back into the game, but still disappointing in the fact that they were down 25 to begin with,
Yeah.
and that they lost the game. And if the Celtics were having any other season besides the one they were having, then yes, I will give them more props. But with the season that they are having currently, I can't give them that, oh, you almost came back, you were down 25, good job, like I would do with other teams. Because Celtics have really just been inconsistent and up and down and struggling. And with this loss, they're like 2 games under 500. This is the Boston Celtics we're talking about. The talent they have on that roster, the team they have Tatum, Brown, and Walker. It's just, you can't make that many excuses for them. It's to show you how much talent they have between those 3 guys in that final possession. Literally, they did not want any of them to get the ball.
Oh,
Brown, Walker, or Tatum. That's why Tice was wide open, because Brook Lopez was so focused on any of them getting in the paint.
Oh, yeah, again, it's the paint score, yeah.
So I mean, that shows you the offensive talent that Brown, Walker, and Tatum is.
Yeah. And they also put pressure too on that set, because they nearly got a 5-second call.
Yes.
They really got a 5-second call like twice.
Yeah, well, the game did tighten up in those final 2 minutes.
Yeah.
In which the score was 121, 119 for those last 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Which was the final score. But yeah, the Bucks do survive the comeback attempt from the Celtics, as Celtics, like I said, fall to 2 games below 500. All right, the next game of the doubleheader, ESPN, is the Brooklyn Nets up against the Utah Jazz. The Brooklyn Nets, sadly, as we knew going into this, they wasn't going to have Kyrie. But it was announced that they weren't going to have James Harden either. So basically, imagine not having your top stars, your best players, going up against the best team in the league. And that's what happened. As a result, the Jazz completely blew them out.
I think we can end it there. Don't get me wrong. In the beginning, they were fighting. They try to keep it close, but like when you down by 15 and you don't got no star player, no disrespect to those guys on the team, like Jordan, Harris, or anything. It's just honesty. It's nothing really much you could do. There's people who empower you to go, and that's when you get charged up, and that's when you could able to make whatever run you want. But it's just like you don't have any of those players. You don't have Harden. You don't have Kyrie. You don't have KD. Nor do you have Blake, who could probably have some vibes in this game if he was playing. But no. So
yeah, Blake neither. They passed. But I mean, I even got some pressure from some guy named Alice Johnson. I think you say his name. I think that's how you say his name in his first game.
Yeah, Azel or
Azel. I'm sorry if
he might become a star player. Hey man, we gonna let me trust me.
We'll learn it. We learned Antetokounmpo. We'll learn it.
He played on the Pacers, I think, before.
This is his first game on the Nets.
Yes,
and he dropped 23 and 15. But hey, someone had to score. It's no disrespect to the Nets players, but without those players you have, and it's not like they were going up against like the Pistons or something. This is the Utah Jazz. They hold the best record in the NBA. So what else would you expect?
Yeah, they hold that record for a reason.
Exactly. So in the end, the Jazz beat the Nets by 30 without James Harden, Kyrie, and of course, obviously, KD, and along with Blake Griffin.
But hey, I say this, man. In 2K, I'll pick the Nets before I pick the Jazz. I'll tell you that for a fact.
That Nets team that you just saw from last night, you'll pick that team over for the Jazz. Say it again. Say that Nets team, not the team with KD, Kyrie, and Harden. Not even the team with Kyrie and Harden. Say that Nets team.
I'll turn Joe Harris into JJ Redick, running those screens from DeAndre Jordan and stuff, just pulling it from 3. He may make something.
No matter who plays you, you will lose. You will lose. in a bad way. All right. Some other games happen around the league. A lot of good games. Anything you like to talk about first? Anything you like to go over first?
First thing I would like to talk about is the Kings versus the Hawks, and this was a highly entertaining game. A lot of offense from both ends, but the Kings, Tyrese Halliburton, man, he just was just empowered this whole game. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not even talking about from a scoring standpoint. I'm talking about from a playmaking, like that point guard leadership kind of ability, the things that he was doing to try to impact the game. It may not show heavily on his stat line, but but if you watch the game, you see certain parts. You can see there was times in which he had a valuable impact. The things that he was doing, especially down the stretch, because this was also a really close game that saw the Hawks and the
Yeah.
Kings exchanging baskets from Trae Young's deep three, Bogdanovich scoring buckets, De'Aaron Fox scoring buckets down the stretch, and it was a close game, and the Hawks had an opportunity to win it. Had to win it from the three. I believe it was either Bogdanovich or Gallinari who had a wide open three. They took it and it missed, and as a result, the Kings take the win. I believe 112 to 110.
110 to 108.
108.
And yes, it was Gallo. And quick notes. I mean, Hawks had a chance to tie it up even before then. Trae Young had a floater, he missed. I believe there might have been a foul call on that. But nonetheless, good job by the Kings. Halliburton had the game-winning free throws or the go-ahead free throws.
Yeah.
So yeah, good job by the Kings being the Hawks team who have now lost back-to-back games.
Hey man, you're not winning Rookie of the Year, but you got to get some recognition also. You know what I mean?
He might. He might. He might. You can't do that. He might.
All right. Yeah, he might. You're right. He might. It may go some way. We're still in the second half of the season. Anything can happen. You're right. Yeah. You can't.
So quickly.
The next game I would like to talk about is the Pacers versus Pistons. The Pistons.
Why?
As a one man, Mr. Karis LeVert. Yes, sir.
Yes. Clap it up. Yes, his best game coming back finally.
Yep. Coming back, man. He. Of course, certain players they take some time to adjust when come back from a scare or an injury or whatsoever and things like that, and they need to get some rust off, get time getting adjusted back, and when you're playing in a new system and everything, in which you're trying to find your footing and your rhythm, and I think this was the game in which this could probably give him to just go off, be free.
Yes.
Like what A Boogie said, be free. Let me stop. I'm sorry. All right. But he just looked good from just having the ball in his hands. He looked good from creating his own shot, creating for others, getting to the basket, being aggressive, hitting his mid range. He was just doing it. He was just showing the offensive package. It just looked great. He finished with 28 on the night, and this Pacers team. But even despite the fact that he had 28, this Pacers and Pistons team were still going at it on both sides.
It was like 03.
Yes, like as if it was like 03, 04, but we're not gonna bring up 04. We're gonna keep it at 03. You know what I mean? The things that was going down, and it came to a point where I believe the Pistons had an opportunity to take this game. I believe they were down by 3.
Mm-hmm.
But then of course,
the Pistons were down by 3.
But somebody made that last scoring basket for the Pacers to just dagger it, close out the game.
Yeah, LeVert.
Oh, it was LeVert. Okay, so I was bugging.
Yes, LeVert 28 on the night and the dagger to close out this game and beat the Pistons. And I love to see that he's had that game finally. His best game as a Pacer, coming back from his possible cancer surgery.
Yep. All I gotta say is no malice, no palace. The the final game I'd like to talk about, which is probably like, the most entertaining game that wasn't on primetime TV, is the Suns versus the Magic. And
Yes.
let's just get straight into it. The Suns had the lead. Magic started to gain momentum when they started utilizing the three ball, which is crazy because surprisingly, they're again, the Suns are the ones who usually always utilize the three ball. And even though they did, the Magic had the better advantage at the three ball in this game a little bit. And then it came to the second half in which Vucevic became more empowered. And I'm not gonna lie, I know DeAndre and young talented star, but Vucevic was eating him alive in that second half. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The things that he was
All-star.
he was just eating him alive. And Fournier looked like the second coming of like second coming of someone who whoever.
Yeah. You was trying to say something, but I was waiting. I'm looking at you. I'm waiting for you. Who you about to say? Second coming of who?
Hey, do Turkle. Let me stop.
The Turkish MJ.
The Turkish MJ. But all I know is he became empowered big time in that second half. Making big shots, clutch shots, come down the lane. He was the one who was even able to put the Magic up by 3, and then after Devin Booker goes to the line, makes it a 1-point game. He gets another clutch slave while just attacking the rim. Like he had I'm not gonna say he had an open lane, but it looked like he had some daylight just to get there. And when he got there, he made the layup. And as a result, the Suns had an opportunity to score in that play. It was kind of controversial because I felt like Devin Booker had an opportunity to give it off to Ayton for a dunk, but he didn't. He felt like that was his opportunity to score the game-winning basket, and as a result, the Phoenix Suns lose to Orlando Magic.
Yes. Phoenix Suns lose to Orlando Magic as a result to Evan Fournier, game winner, giving the Magic the win.
Yeah.
Magic with the upset of the night. Good job by them. Quick notes about the other games. The streak is over. We saw this team just lose to the Rockets a few nights ago. And now they get the bounce back win against the Denver Nuggets of all teams, blowing them out the water. The Toronto Raptors, finally, after having not won a game in, I believe, 9 or 8 games?
9.
9 games. Don't be on a 9-game losing streak. The Toronto Raptors beat the Nuggets in convincing fashion. Siakam with 27, OG Anunoby with 23, Powell with 22. Great job by this Raptors team. And speaking of the Rockets, back to life, back to reality. They got the win against They got the win against the Raptors a few nights ago, and they didn't get the win this last night. Not one bit. Not even close. Got blown out by 20 plus. 23. Oh no, I read that wrong. 25. To the Charlotte Hornets. Yep. Rockets in prime Rocket form.
Don't do that.
At least for this season. No, at least for the past 22 games. All right. Oh, wait. Sorry, I think I missed one game. 3 games, actually. 4 games, actually. Clippers and the Spurs battle. Clippers blew out the Spurs by 33. Sorry, Becky. Grizzlies and the Thunder. Really close game. But the Grizzlies were able to prevail. Dylan Brooks, 25, leading the Grizzlies in scoring on the night. Also, Grayson Allen with 20.
Embarrassment.
Don't do that. He's been good for the Grizzlies. He's been playing well for the Grizzlies.
The same Duke.
I was gonna say something, but never mind. The Mavericks and the Timberwolves. Timberwolves try to keep it close, but the Mavericks are just too much for them. Even on an off night from Luka, only scoring 19 on the night, or actually no, not 19, sorry, 15 on the night. But it was the well-balanced scoring of the Mavericks and the game high Porzingis with 29 and Tim Hardaway with 21 coming off the bench to help the Mavericks prevail against this Timberwolves team.
Yeah.
And lastly, the Cavs and the Bulls did battle, and the Cavs was the one prevailing, being this Bulls team. Darius Garland 22 on the night. The Bulls just really couldn't get it going offensively, only being held to 94 on the night, and as a result, the Cavs was able to pick up the victory. All right, before we go into predictions, we did mention trade deadline is at 3 o'clock today. 3 o'clock today. It'll be only in a few hours from when we upload this video. So let's talk about a trade that was recently made last night. It was a trade of the Pistons and the Kings. The Pistons traded DeLon Wright, guard, to the Sacramento Kings for Corey Joseph and 2 second-round picks. Corey Joseph reuniting with Dwayne Casey as they both were in Toronto a few years back. Just a little trade to start it off. You know, DeLon Wright, a good young guard, good young role player. Hopefully, the Kings can use him right. That's a what?
The fact that you said hopefully the Kings can use him right and be like, because
Yeah, I know, but we just gotta leave it like that.
We just gonna leave it like that.
Yeah, I like him. He's a good guard, good young guard. We'll see what he can do in the future. Yeah, that's basically the trade, but that's just to start things off. We'll see how it goes down tonight. We'll see how it goes down.
It'll be entertaining.
Yep. And now let's go into the predictions for tonight's set of games. A small lineup, only 5 games on the night, but they all seem to be a little bit interesting. Well, some of them actually. So let's start off with the first primetime game of the night, TNT 7:30. It is the Portland Trailblazers doing battle against the Miami Heat. Who you got?
I got the Blazers. I got the Blazers.
Blazers, and I got the Heat. The Washington Wizards looking to bounce back from the loss against the Knicks. Who you got?
I had the Wizards the last time and they let me down, so I guess I'm going with the Knicks.
I had the Knicks last time and they didn't let me down, so I got the Knicks. The Clippers in a rematch from last night in their blowout win against the Spurs, facing off against the Spurs.
I got the Clippers again.
You got the Clippers again, too. The next primetime game of the night, TNT, 10 o'clock. It is the Philadelphia 76ers going up against the starless defending champions, Los Angeles Lakers.
I got the 76ers.
The 76ers as well.
And if they win, I apologize right now.
I won't. And lastly, the Golden State Warriors going up against the Sacramento Kings. Remember, Steph Curry is not playing.
I got the Golden State Warriors.
Me too. All right. I think it's time to wrap things up. Any final thoughts?
Look, I just want to take back that statement about the New York City thought thing. Like, that's it.
Anything of relevance? I
Nah,
think that's the term.
Anything that's relevant? Nah, not really. It just I hope you guys get shipped out to good teams. You know what I mean?
Who do you think is going to be traded?
Dang.
Just one player.
Just one player?
Yep.
Man, I don't even know, to be honest. Well, we heard that Lowry's in the trade block, but I don't think he's gonna get traded, in my opinion. That's the thing. So
the greatest Raptor of all time.
Yep, the greatest Raptor of all time, but I don't think he's gonna get traded, in my opinion.
He's been in a lot of trade rumors. Aaron Gordon, the Magic, has been in a lot of trade rumors. Lonzo Ball has been in a lot of trade rumors. Cavs still trying to get rid of Andre Drummond.
I feel like, actually, you talk about it, Andre Drummond and I think Victor Oladipo. I feel like Victor Oladipo is going to be going somewhere. Hopefully to that team that you got in your head, but I doubt it.
I to be honest, I wouldn't even know about that. I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah.
But We shall see. Remember, trade deadline, 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Probably trades going on right now. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching today's pod. Make sure you tune into tomorrow's podcast. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Also follow IG down in the description below.
And once again, I am Evan.
And I'm Ja.
And this is the My Basketball Podcast.